Hello, my name is Fdili Alaoui. I present a paper about RCO, Radical Choreographic Object, a dance piece that I co-created with Jean-Marc Matos. We followed a performance-led research approach that was introduced to HCI by Benford et al. We present our dance piece that uses a mobile phone system to prompt the audience members to participate. RCO served as an experimental ground in which we observed how humans relate to each other and to mobile technologies. In RCO, we ask the participant to connect to the server online through their mobile phone and send them a set of text instructions such as carry one of the dancers or lay on the floor. We also prompted them to perform a set of gesture interactions such as the shaker, where they have to shake the phone as much as possible to stop a noise. Additionally, the participants are invited by the performers to interact with them. For example, a performer can mimic the participants, make them dance, carry them, or touch them. We designed these instructions and gesture-based interactions to give the participants actions to do and to coerce them into the role of active creators of the piece. We followed an iterative step-by-step research through practice method that we describe in detail in the paper using the notion of practitioners' trajectories. So during 3 showings of RCO, who toured a lot during a year and a half, we conducted a series of observation and led conversations with the participants. Our goal was to articulate the personal and collective embodied and social behaviors that were provoked by the interactions with the mobile phones and with performers. Note that the ethics were tricky here, so I provide full details on participants' consent in the paper. The results of our observation and conversations showed that the participants felt that they were being held hostage and socially constrained in the RCO situation and in the use of the mobile phone. They felt subjected to physical and embodied constraints that are imposed on them by implicit social rules such as inactivity and invisibility. Some were able to ignore the phone, however, and they then passively observed the dance and took a posture of voyeurs that seemed to take pleasure in observing something private and forbidden. Most participants reported that they were always accommodating the instructions, and they reflected on their obedience to it with a mixed feeling. I felt between fusion and resistance with technology, said one of the participants. However, we observed that participants at times broke free and reinterpreted, sometimes creatively, the instructions and appropriated specific roles in the piece, such as the one of the mediator or the dance partner. Finally, participation was either viewed as worrisome or as creative. Indeed, a participant reflected on the moments during which they were invited by the dancers to do an action as anxiety-inducing. Another participant said, I realized that with the same phone, I give my data to Google for free services. How can it not bother me? However, participants also thought there were beautiful moments of sharing where they let go of their anxiety and entered a state of freedom and euphoria. So our results allowed us to reflect on felt technological social constraints. RCO seems to have reinforced a situation of uncanny social interactions, for example, when participants were asked to kiss each other or to carry a dancer. These behaviors challenged the everyday social interactions that the sociologist Erwin Goffman calls interaction rituals. In parallel, participants reflected on the frames that restrained them within these predetermined rituals and that prevented them from imagining other possibilities of being. This echoes Michel Foucault's description of the social limits that define the areas of exclusion and inclusion. The political problem consists for Foucault in the resulting micro-powers that invest the body and, in the case of RCO, prevented our participants from behaving outside of the frame of social norms and values, although this was encouraged. On the other hand, the feeling of being subjected to the technology in RCO echoes what how smartphone has been seen as devices that frame and alienate individuals, echoing Giorgio Agamben. This also reminds us of Nicolas Nova's metaphor of the leash to describe mobile phone predominant presence. However, there is a happy ending to this story. RCO's progression offered alternative in the last text messages sent, such as dance as much as you can or kiss whoever you want. As we could see at that point, all the audience took control of the piece and interaction with their phones and entered a state of collective enjoyment. In summary, RCO generates a situation mediated by dance and technology that allows both the participants and the artists to reflect on forms of social and technological domination. It also allows to resist and break free from it, sketching alternatives with humor and irreverence.